All right, this top section, 3 through 6, covers what we learned in 3.1. So 3.1 was just simplifying and excluded values. So what you're going to do is, remember, you can't eliminate or you can't divide out until it's held together by multiplication. So what I'm going to do in number 3 is I'm going to factor, because when you factor it, it's then held together by multiplication. So I can't do too much on the top except for GCF factoring. So between 18 and 24, I think 6 is the GCF. If it's not, we'll try again. So I pull out a 6, and I'm left with 3k plus 4. And then 30, I'm going to factor to give me 6 times 5. Now, there's other ways to do this, but I like to set up everything so that I can see what's going on, like I said, through factoring. So I have 6 times 3k plus 4, and then 6 times 5, which means 6 divided by 6 is 1, so I can factor that out, and I get 3k plus 4 over 5. So that's the simplified part. Now for excluded values, you're going to look at the original and think, how could this become 0? Because you can't divide by 0. But 30 cannot become 0, so there are no excluded values. Okay, 5. So again, we've got a factor. We have to show that it's held together by multiplication. So I'm going to think what multiplies to give me negative 8, but adds to give me 7, and that is going to be negative 8 plus 1. So v minus 8, v plus 1. Now the denominator is a difference of squares. So I think what's the square root of 64? It's going to be v minus 8, v plus 8. So before I go around simplifying, I'm actually going to find the excluded values first here. So you can either set the denominator equal to 0, each factor equal to 0. That'll help you find the excluded values. So v cannot be 8, or you can just analyze it. So what would make this factor 0? Well, 8, right? So if I plug in a 6 there, 6 minus 8 is negative 2, so obviously not 6, but if you can think of what numbers would make it 0, then you're good. So 8 and negative 8 are the excluded values. So v minus 8 divided by v minus 8, because they're held together by multiplication, becomes 1. 1 times anything is itself, so we're left with v plus 1 over v plus 8. Simplified and excluded values.